If you look at the Constitution of 1787, you'll notice some strange things. Here, at least to me, is strange thing number one. The original Constitution and the first 10 amendments, aka the Bill of Rights, mentions the word citizen around a dozen times. It says that a member of the House of Representatives must be at least 25 years old and a citizen for 7 years. It says that members of the Senate must be at least 30 years old and a citizen for 9 years. It says that the president must be at least 35 years old and a natural-born citizen. But you know what? The Constitution doesn't define what a citizen is. And that's kind of important, right? After all, the definition of a citizen is someone who belongs to a particular country and has certain rights and responsibilities. One scholar, trying to figure out what the constitutional definition of citizenship was after the Constitution was ratified, wrote that it was impossible. Any historian trying to do this would be pained by a fruitless search in the law books and court records for some definition. It just wasn't there. So why'd they leave it out? Well, there's a lot of things we don't know about how the Constitution of 1787 was written. At least 3 participants kept their notes, but others destroyed them. But here's my theory. At least in part, they didn't want to define what a citizen was, because then they'd have to get into the question of what a citizen wasn't and who wasn't a citizen. And if they had to talk about that, they'd have to say and use this dirty word that a lot of them didn't like to say out loud. And they were upfront about this. They didn't want that word in the Constitution, and they said so. One delegate said that that word in the Constitution would contaminate the glorious fabric of American liberty. Another confessed that he and his fellow delegates to the Constitutional Convention of 1787 anxiously sought to avoid the admission of expressions which might be odious to the ears of Americans. What expression or word was that? Well, I'll give you a hint. It was and still is, tragically, the most important word in the history of the United States.